Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I'm going to be going over a company that's due to IPO later this week, and that's Unity Software. Now, if you've never heard of this company before, it's in the gaming industry, and basically what they do is provide an engine to create and distribute content. And this is going to be primarily video games, but they also provide the opportunity to distribute movies, as well as things like automotive tech development, which I'll get to a little bit later. Now, the company prides themselves on making this as easy as possible for the distributor. Instead of having to start from scratch and writing code, they give them a couple building blocks to start with, and this might be part of the reason why they have over 1.5 million users in 190 countries. Now, this is similar in some ways to Epic Games and how they are with Unreal Engine, and Epic Games has a valuation of about $17.3 billion, just to kind of give you a reference point of how valuable this gaming industry is. The IPO of Unity Software is set to give them a valuation of right around $10 billion, so they'll be a little bit behind Epic Games, but that just gives them some room to grow. Along with that evaluation, they'll be carrying a 16 price to earnings ratio, which is right around the market average. And that's a very important metric to me personally because it shows that you're actually trading for a stock that carries its value instead of just trading a really hyped up stock that doesn't actually make the money to back up its share price. Now, where this company really excels is in its 3D and especially its VR technology. I really like this little graphic here because it shows you how innovative the company is and how they've all the way up into 2019 been launching new products and ideas. Now, going back to this gaming industry, it's really quickly growing. As you can see, it's the fastest growing sector of the media industry, with over 12.5 billion people playing video games worldwide. And this has been somewhat exacerbated by these stay-at-home orders, with people being forced to find new sources of entertainment, and many of these people flocking to video gaming systems. But as I mentioned earlier, this isn't just gaming. You can see that in their paperwork, they said Fortune and Global 500 companies in industries such as architecture, engineering, construction, automotive, which is a really hot industry, especially with these electric vehicles, transportation, manufacture, the list goes on and on. This isn't just your average gaming company. And here's just some really basic information on the stock. You can see the ticker symbol is going to be U. It's going to be traded on the New York Stock Exchange. The float is around 25 million shares, which is pretty low. Now, this gives the stock a chance to really skyrocket if people get a hold of it and like it. And the price per share is expected to be anywhere between $34 and $42. Now, like I mentioned earlier, there's around 1.5 million creators and 3 billion app downloads per month from this company. And some of these games may look familiar to you, so they're not dealing with small games that nobody's ever heard of. Now, one of my favorite parts about these IPO filings is that usually they're going to list their risk factors, and these are really important because I think it shows where the company thinks their shortcomings may be, and it lets you really dive into whether you think they can overcome these shortcomings and become the company that will provide you some growth. Now, some of the main ones that I want to look at is this history of losses. Now, this is very common in a young company and especially companies that haven't yet IPO'd, but I find that sort of when a company IPOs, that brings some responsibility to the ownership to really provide some profit and make their shareholders proud. So I expect that to not be a problem going forward. And the other one that I want to look at is our business depends on the ability to retain our existing customers. Now, there's obviously going to be competitors and there's going to be more and more innovators in this space. But as we see with companies like Google, Facebook, and Amazon, the top dog really does seem to always have a firm grasp on the industry. So I'm not too worried about that, as this is one of the two main top dogs in this industry. The balance sheet on the company is looking better and better by the year, like I was talking about earlier. The net loss has gone down in the past year, and the profit has gone up in the past year. Two very simple metrics, but showing great signs for the company's future. We discussed the innovation earlier, and here's that same graph. but here's a more wordy display of the fact that they're constantly doing things to expand and develop their business, whether it be acquiring other companies or developing new technology. Also, if you're wondering what they plan to use the money from the IPO for, they plan to use 125 million of it to pay off a loan that they took out for COVID, which is a great sign that they're really focusing on paying off their debt before it becomes a problem. Well, that's all I've got for this new IPO. If you enjoyed the video and if I provided you with some good information, feel free to go down below and like the video to show your support and appreciation, and subscribe if you don't want to miss more videos like this one. But other than that, I'll see you in the next one.